Joe Cotela, dead. Dude,
What's
it's been a minute.
oh my God. It has. It's been many, many minutes. How are
It
things?
does. We good. We the last time we chatted was a year ago, right? Like when the pandemic was starting to hit, and we did a Zoom interview. In fact, you were one of the first ones that I did when Mannequin Idol came out.
Okay.
And we were talking about that tune and the whole thing, and everybody jumped on here. And I guess you've been busy since then because you got a brand new tune out. Uh,
We did.
yeah, tell us about this one.
Yeah, man. Well, it's a new song. We have a full album. The album should be coming out in October. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but I think around October or something like that. So you'd be the first person to hear it. But yeah, we have an album done. It's ready to go. I mean, it was kind of supposed to come out during the around when we were last talking about a year ago. So, but we've been busy. Yeah, we shot a new music video that's dropping for the song, and we got the tour coming up. There's been a million things going on. Yeah, so I'm really excited to finally release some new music. It's such a I don't know, it's such a beautiful thing, like putting a new song out to the world to hear and to do what they will with it. It's I don't
Well,
know.
like you said, you were supposed to have this out last year, so you've been sitting on this thing for a while. Did things start to evolve with it? Did things change? Did things stay the way they were, and you just sat on it? Like, what happened with the album?
Well, I would say the album kind of ended up, the album was finished. So the album stayed the same, but one of the things we shot the music video for Kill Beautiful Things, and it was right in the middle of the pandemic, when it was like no one knew what the hell was going on. You're like, what are we supposed to do to get anything finished? And we kind of shot it kind of out in the woods, and the band couldn't be there, so it's we were all separated, so we all did it, so that was definitely a unique experience. And I think what it did was it made for a really unique kind of vibe for the video. It's not just like, the four of us standing there looking hard in a dark room together, So I think it was really cool to give us a different vibe. And this song actually, I feel like, is a different vibe. Our bass player Kyle and our new guitar player Alex had written this one. And so it's cool. It's like, it's a little bit of a fresh energy with that and all that. So man, it's it is everything was different about everything this year, as you know. But I
Wow.
think it turned for something fresh, and it pushed us out of our comfort zone. And I think that's where cool things happen.
Yeah, I was gonna say this seems like next level dead. Like this is your neck that you guys evolved into something fresh here, and it's a little bit different than what you've sounded like in the past, which is good because you don't
Yeah.
want to do the same thing over and over and over. Was it that key to getting Alex in the band that changed that? Is that what that was?
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess that's a big part of it. You get different hands on a guitar, you're a different person playing a song. And I think that definitely gave it a different vibe for sure. And then, then they paint this environment for me to listen to and live in, and then I sing to that environment. So it is very important. It changes it. So, and I think it really turned out, in my opinion, to be a really cool. I don't even know how to describe the song. It's a little more alternative or something, but it's very, very metal, like a classic kind of metal riff in it. Um, yeah, man, it's just, you get different parts in the system, and in the factory, you get a different product at the end. You know what I mean? So I think that definitely was a big part of it. Yeah.
Do you guys write still the same way? Because you're talking about how they give you, they give you the music and you kind of live with it. Is that how you were doing it previously as well?
But there's no one way that we do it. Sometimes that's the case, and I really enjoy that. But I also play guitar too. I'll write songs myself. And so there really is no one way. But oftentimes someone will just get a demo going, and they'll send it to me, and I'll just try to vibe on it and sing over it. And like this one, Kill Beautiful Things, I remember they sent it to me. I was in my car. I oftentimes like to just drive around with a song in my car and just sing, you know what I mean? And just see what comes out. I feel very free, on the freeway, just driving real fast and heavy music, and I'm just singing, you know what I mean? And I wrote all the lyrics and the vocals, everything to this in like an hour, which doesn't always happen. Sometimes it takes a while. So there's something magical to that, I think. And so in this instance, yeah, it was like that. But there's all kinds of different ways.
So now you guys are going to be hitting the road, and you got a show coming up in our area in Phoenix, a town you're very familiar with.
Yeah.
and that's going to be happening September 30. What does your guest list look like when you do a hometown show?
It's wild. It's cool. It's cool when you go, on tour, when you go to whoever's band's home, everybody will kind of give their guest list to that band. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be extensive, but it's also like COVID time. So we got to like still be careful. It's kind of the Wild West as far as figuring out how to keep everyone safe out there. We keep seeing little things happening, but yeah, our guest list will probably pop.
And speaking of that, are you guys doing meet and greet type things? Do you do that sort of thing, or is it we're just not even going to go there? What's your take on that?
Well, we definitely usually do, but this time around, I think we've discussed a million different ways on how to do it. We even talked about wearing fucking bubble suits or something, you know what I mean, like, and walking around like that or whatever. We're just gonna have to see, and it kind of depends on what in this moment Blackfoot Brides come up with too, because we've got to kind of follow suit with the kind of the hierarchy of things. So, but we'd like to do them, and we're kind of watching other tours happening and seeing how it's working for them. And I was seeing, like the Beartooth guys just went out. I was going to hit them up and see how that was all going for them, and so we'll just kind of see, and we're all kind of guinea pigs in this new world of of wherever we are now.
They announced, and I think tomorrow is the first show. It's at the same venue you're playing with Rise Against, and they're doing the thing where you have to show your proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test and that type of thing. So imagine by the time we get to your show in September, it'll be the same sort of thing. How do you feel about that? About fans having to go through that sort of thing?
Man, it's hard. It's obviously it's a bummer, but it's coming down from AEG and Live Nation, as far as I know, and everyone's just trying to cover their butts, and they're just trying to keep everybody healthy. So I support keeping everyone healthy, but it's hard. There's certain people that can't get vaccinated for health reasons, for whatever things, and that's just it's a bummer. Like, I don't know, I don't know what to do. I don't have the answer for everything, but
yeah.
If the ultimate goal is to keep people safe and healthy and to make progress with what we're dealing with, then I support it in that sense. You know what I'm saying? But there's no cut and dry to make everybody happy. It's just not going to happen. But
yeah, it's not, and I mean it's a new thing for everybody, and we're all sort of more or less making it up as we go along and seeing what works and that kind of thing. So it's got to be tough though, because I mean I'm sure you hear from fans, going, hey man, we don't like this, or hey, good job, or whatever the thing is. And again, you're not going to please everybody. So tell me about the rest of the album. I know we've heard this song, the new song, Kill Beautiful Things. Is that the tone that we're going to hear on the rest of the album, or is it a little bit different? What are we waiting for here?
Yeah, I think you're going to get a mix of things. I think that song is pretty unique in its own, and I would venture to say it's maybe even a little bit more alternative feeling sometimes. And I think there's a little bit of that kind of vibe on a couple of the songs, but most of the songs, it's just it's heavy, rocking, groovy, like groovy riffs and songs about rebellion and consciousness and things like that, which is just things with my from my heart. And so I think there's going to be familiar things that if you listen to Dead, you're gonna recognize, and there's going to be a lot of new ground, and that kind of goes with what I was talking about with going out of your comfort zone. We didn't want to just make the same exact album as the last album. We're not the same people. We've lived, we've experienced, we've done a lot of things, and I think the core things are still there. The core values of the music and the core values of the lyrics, but I think it's a progression. And it's also with a different producer. We did the first one with John Feldman, and he's a little more punk rock, and we did with Kevin Churko, he's a little more metal, I guess, or whatever he would be. I don't want to put them in a box, because they're both amazing, just artists in general. But so there's those different little variables change things, and but it's to give you a new experience and a new look into Dead, and yeah, it's really exciting to put it out. But it's so funny too, because with all this time, we've been writing a bunch more songs. We have like a bunch ready to go for another album, whenever, and hopefully we'll get into there and do another album way sooner than we did this one. It was way too long of a wait, obviously. So
yeah, that's the thing. This pushed a lot of people to write new music that they didn't know they were going to write, all of a sudden, but we've got this influx of new stuff that's coming out, and it's kind of unprecedented, the amount of new music that we're getting, and it's awesome to put you guys in the mix as well.
Yeah,
It's so
it's
cool.
awesome.
Is there anything new music wise that you're listening to these days?
Oh man, all kinds of stuff. But then when you drop it on me like that, I'm trying to think of it. But
Right.
man, I've been listening to this band called Dead Poet Society. That's really cool.
Yeah, song Coda we're playing.
Oh, right, yeah. And they had
Yeah.
another track that really blew me away though. It was like a deeper cut on there, and like, man, it just had the gnarliest riff in it. But I really dig those guys. Who else am I listening to? There's a band called Vola. They're kind of like genty, a little Meshuggah kind of vibe, but like with
Okay.
singing. I'm always listening to Run the Jewels, really sick, hip hop stuff. And man, I wish I could just like pull out my little
And just go bam, bam, bam.
Turnstile too. Their whole new EP that they keep putting out new songs. I'm really loving the Turnstile stuff too. So
Very cool. It's good to know that you're not just listening to your old standards, that you're keeping fresh and all that kind of stuff. Because some people are like, nah, I just listen to the old stuff I always listen to, and you don't get too far when you just listen to old stuff, I think,
No, yeah, I want to bring in those new, fresh, modern influences, and
yeah.
I'm a thirst for music, man. I just, I'm obsessed with it, as I'm sure you are too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love it. Is the title of the album out, or do we know that? Has that been put out there?
It's not. It's not out, and I'm actually going to be talking with the people, see if we're going to release the album and the art and everything with the single, or if it's going to wait for like a couple weeks or whatever. But it's not out yet. I don't think I can say it yet.
No, I don't want to get the exclusive if if you don't want to give it to me, that's all good, man.
Yeah. Well, no, it's coming out in October though, as far as I know. So that is an exclusive. I've never told anybody else that. So
very cool. I'm looking forward to it. Always excited to see you guys progress to get to the next thing. It's Arizona band, man. We love it. We love that that little tie to you guys. What's it like now being out? You're not just Arizona band. You're in the world, man. You're out there. How's that feeling of just everywhere now?
Well, it's cool. I feel like I always wanted to be like a person of the world, like have the world be my home, and know different places more than just Arizona, even though I love Arizona. That's where my heart is. But it's really cool. I've been living in New York with Maria, and that kind of been cool to live in New York and see the seasons and stuff. But then even with all the traveling, seeing everything and playing all the different places and becoming friends with so many different people I respect, new people that I haven't heard of before. I mean, all of that is, it's kind of a dream come true, kind of something I always wanted to do. And living in Arizona, being in bands for so many years, I never felt like I could leave and go move somewhere and go on that adventure, and now kind of having an established band, we don't need to, I don't need to just be there with everybody all the time. We can like mix it up a little bit. So I guess it's a lot of freedom in a way, in a lot of ways. And it's pretty awesome. I'm enjoying it.
When you hear from somebody in another country and they're talking about a particular song and you're thinking to yourself, wow, I just wrote that song on my couch, or whatever. That's got to be an amazing feeling to get that from somebody, who was distant, when you were writing that tune. I can't even imagine, what the feeling is. So it's very cool.
It is cool how music can travel and it becomes the soundtrack for someone's moment in their life, wherever that is. Maybe they're out partying with their friends, or they're having a rough time and it gets them through that. It's cool when I think about where this music, not even just my music, but just where music exists, and it exists in these magical times in people's lives. And what a cool thing to write that soundtrack for them.
So again, the new song here, we're talking to Joe from Dead here. The new song Kill Beautiful Things is out. Amazing song. Can't wait for the rest of the album. The show is coming on September 30, Arizona Federal Theater in Phoenix. And I don't know how many different names that venue's had over the years, but
I'll probably always call it Comerica.
Yeah, exactly. In this moment, Black Veil Brides. This is a tour that was already supposed to happen. So these are rescheduled dates, right? If I'm correct. This was supposed to happen. I know you've toured within this moment. Have you toured with Black Veil Brides before? You know those guys, right?
Yeah, we know them because they were recording with John Feldman, the same guy as us. So we'd hung with them in LA a couple times, and really cool guys. I'm loving their new music too. They just put out
Yeah.
that Torch. That was awesome. Um, so yeah, we know, and then obviously we know In This Moment very well, and yeah, and so it'll be awesome. I think it's going to be a really fun tour. I haven't met. There's a band called Raven Black on it too. I haven't met them yet. You know, I'm always excited to meet new people, meet new bands, and
I
watch
did
something.
I did a Zoom interview with Andy Biersack few about 2 months ago, and all we did in the Zoom interview is show each other our Batman collection and talk about our love for the band Kiss. That was almost the whole interview. You know, it was like, look at this thing and look at this thing. So it was a pretty funny interview, but I'm glad that you guys are coming to Arizona, because not, you know, you don't always, you know, make the trek this way, and I know it's not your sole decision, you know, but it's very cool that you guys are going to be here, and looking forward to it. Again, the album coming out in October. I know you can't give us the name of it yet, but October is not that long away, you know,
We're in
man.
the middle of the tour, so yeah, it'll be
And
a good time for that. And like you're saying, yeah, it's weird. Like when we first started touring too, we'd like never come to Arizona, and we're like, why can't we go play at home? You know, and then you want that day off at home too. It's nice, you know what I mean?
right,
So it
yeah,
really is when you play at home, and especially playing like a venue like Comerica, which is a bigger spot. And I've gone there and seen, you know, the Smashing Pumpkins and Mars Volta and all kinds of crazy stuff. And so to be playing, I've never played that stage. I think I've played most of the other stages, you know, in Arizona, but that's a special one for me, man.
oh, that's very cool. So
Yeah.
looking forward to that show. How much of the new album are you actually going to play, because you're coming here before it gets released? So how much of that is going to be in the set?
We've released after Kill Beautiful Things, there'll be 4 songs actually released from it that we released over time.
Okay.
So there's like 4 songs. So we'll be throwing those in there, and you know, trying to play just, you know, some of the jams from the first one, and have a nice mix of the two. But really want to showcase the new vibe. But you know, we don't want to bore everybody with brand new songs if they don't know them too. But you
Yeah,
know, it'll
plus
be
you don't get a lot of time being one of the openers, so you know,
right.
you got to really kind of pace that. I get that, but
Or
still looking forward to it.
you get
But
as much as
yeah, I know, right? It's like bam, bam, bam. I'm expecting a stellar show like always, man. You guys always bring it. I mean, visual, audio, you guys have the total package, man. And I love that
thank
about
you
you
very much.
guys. So I'm looking forward to that. So thank you, Joe, man. It's been a pleasure. Still big fans of you guys. We're big supporters here in Tucson. We'd love to see you guys do another show here. It's been a while since you've been here. And
Yeah,
you know, so I'm sure down the road you will be, but until then, man, have a great tour. We're going to see you in Phoenix in September, and the new album going to be out in October. Looking forward to it. So thanks again, Joe, man.
appreciate you, brother. Yeah, man. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.
All right, take care, man.
Cool, bro.
All right, later, man.